Oh! Ah! Ah! Oh wait, it's just a stream. Hello, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Johnny Baghead. As always, actually on camera. I almost wasn't. I was feeling a little funny today because I messed up my morning meds, but I've recovered. I'm back in the fabric, as it were. And it's time for a new playthrough. Survival horror's a very important genre to me. It's like one of the earliest genres I watched my elder sisters play. In fact, I've been told that Silent Hill 1 used to give me nightmares, but I insisted on watching because I wanted to see what was going to happen, even though it was too scary for me. But I'm a big boy now. I'm not scared by nobody. And also, survival horror is like one of the first things we streamed, and it's been a bit since we've done a survival horror, especially Resident Evil. I think it was last year. Was it? I think it was last year we did Code Veronica X. But for a while I was thinking, okay, what's the next game to do? Because the releases get a bit murkier, especially because they were like really pumping the games out. They had like 5 different teams working Resident Evil games at the time. And I was going to do Resident Evil 1 remake first, originally. But after finding out, and we'll talk about it a bit, there's a specific mod we're using there. I thought it'd be more fun to start with Zero. So Zero, I've never played. I've actually watched a lot of playthroughs. Well, I've played a bit, but I've never finished it. But I have watched like a decent amount of playthroughs, so I do know the basic gist of the game and its faults and things like that. But Resident Evil Remake, I played a bit back in the day with my sister, but myself, I've played like the PS4 version, like I think like 3 or 4 times. I think I've done like both characters on easy and normal, and I've done Gio on hard. I don't know if I've ever done Chris on hard, but I've played that game a lot. And so I thought it'd be more fun to start with the prequel game. Which is, there's so much to say. This game is so weird and interesting, things like that. But it's going to be a bit different. So, probably there's 2 things that are probably the most famous about this game, right? One, you are, not the entire game, but for most of the game, you have a partner with you. An AI partner that you can like semi-control, do some action with, things like that. But the second one is that there are no item boxes in the game. Instead, items you place in the world stay where you place them. And it was obviously like quite a big technical leap to be able to remember that level of detail, as well as being able to swap between characters who could be like quite far apart. Having said that though, the lack of item boxes might be one of the weakest aspects of this game. So, for quite a while, I've always lamented, oh man, I would love to play a version of Resident Evil 0 where someone just puts item boxes back into the game. And a couple of people even insisted, like, that might be impossible. And then I found out earlier this year that for about a year now, I think, maybe a bit longer, there's just a mod that just adds item boxes into the game. It basically turns every typewriter into the item box, where you can either save or use the item box. I've just messed with it a little bit just to make sure it works, things like that. It seems highly functional. It's also nice because you can actually customize it, the mod, if you want to keep the item drop-in mechanic or not. And I decided to have both because I kind of want to, get a bit of both experiences at once. Here, what I'm going to do quickly is post a link of the mod in chat because I want to give credit. Hang on, let me do it. I'll do it over here. There we go. And I'll unpin that if I need to. But yeah, check it out if you're interested. But here, let's swap over to the gameplay. Give me a sec here. Okay. So a couple things before we go in. So this is obviously modded PC version. I am going to be playing in 4x3 mode, and once we get into gameplay, I'll explain why that is. I will give a criticism in this game, and it might have not always been the case, but I was going to use a PlayStation 4 controller because I didn't quite like how it felt on my Xbox One controller. Turns out it doesn't seem to work properly. Apparently there's been some sort of update, and when you plug a PlayStation controller in, the Steam page is like, oh, this might not work. And straight up, like, the buttons are not detected properly. Like the D-pad doesn't work, and it doesn't have PlayStation controller prompts. Very strange, because this came out on PlayStation 4, so I don't know what's up. Also, I'm doing a different. I'm not doing desktop audio today. I'm doing game audio, which, you know what, I'm actually gonna try and listen back to on the stream. Okay, I think that's good. It sounds... How it sounds on the stream sounds about how it sounds to me. Just the raw thing. I don't have any costume DLC, anything like that, but we're probably not really going to mess with that. But yeah, here we go. We're going to start a new game.
Resident Evil 0.
And I'm going to use this control method. We might swap this up, but I'll go into it. But once we get into gameplay, I'll explain.
A Midwestern town in America, Raccoon City.
I gotta be careful.
A solitary island far off in the sea, Rockfort Island. An island that would become the second Raccoon City, Sheena Island. There are still many unanswered questions about these seemingly unrelated yet intensely traumatic events. Though it is believed that the international enterprise umbrella was somehow involved, little is known as to the origin of this faceless corporation. When was it established? By whom? And how was the T-virus created? To uncover the truth, we must delve deeper into the events which transpired in the beginning, before the mansion incident.
I'm not going to say too much while the cutscene's going.
Do you think so too?
Yeah.
Do about it. Hold off for a while. I wonder how those hiring people react.
You know, a lot of Resident Evil games love having levels on boats. Funny enough, Resident Evil also seems to love tram and train levels. No, this is interesting because it's like the opposite. Oh yeah, here's like Sephiroth's younger brother. I gotta say, Capcom did a pretty good job at up-resing these pre-rendered cutscenes. I don't know if they used AI upscaling or if they just happen to have higher quality renders on file. But you have to remember the GameCube had that weird smaller disc format, which meant that the games had to be smaller. So stuff like Resident Evil Remake, Resident Evil 4 are multi-disc games. Because of that.
Investigation of some bizarre murders
It was like more than a
Raccoon
CD,
City.
but less than a DVD. I don't know the exact file size though.
Nothing could ever have prepared us for the nightmare that ensued. We never stood a chance.
What's going on? Engine failure. Emergency landing.
Okay, so anyone familiar with Resident Evil 1? Also, I might actually have to turn this down a little bit for the gameplay. Hang on. Annoyingly, if I tab out, it like freezes the capture, I think.
Check the current position and
That should be okay.
the surrounding area.
But yeah, this is the like surviving or non-surviving team members that the Resident Evil 1 crew run into. Like Chris runs into Rebecca. they both run into Enrico, or they find
Captain!
Forrest and
What
Kenneth,
happened?
like some of the other guys.
Court order for transportation. Prisoner Billy Cohen, ex-lieutenant, 26 years old. Court-martialed and sentenced to death July 22nd. Prisoners to be transferred to the Regathon base for execution.
Those poor soldiers. They were good men just doing their jobs, and that scum murdered them and escaped.
All right, everyone. Let's separate and survey the area.
You don't
Our
know
friend
that.
is brutal and ruthless.
The soldiers
Keep
could have
your
been
guard.
assholes too, you know. Also, they're like... You don't even know how these guys have died. Fucking idiot. God, this is quite a long opening, actually. I'll say some of the idea of a prequel was a good idea. Like, seeing what happened to Rebecca and the rest of the... I forget if this is Bravo Team or not. I think this is Bravo Team. No, from what I remember of the story, the kind of umbrella stuff they add to it doesn't really add anything. Like, they don't really explain... Like, the explanations they give for, like, oh, how did the virus break out? And these people, like, it's... But we'll get into that. Okay, so... I am playing in original 4x3 mode. And I'm going to see if I can quickly demonstrate why. So, here, I think if I go into my filters, I can do that quick. Okay. So, if you play in wide... So, the original game was always in 4x3. And these are pre-rendered still images, or in some cases video files. The problem with it is that if you want to make that wide screen, if you stretch the image, it looks wrong. And also, if you were going to try and like add new geometry to the sides, that would be very hard. So what they do is they zoom the camera in, basically cutting off the top and the bottom of a 4x3 image. And then they, look, it pans when you get to like the upper and lower part of the images. Now, the problem with that, and if I swap back, I can show it. And big kudos that they put these options in. Is it cuts off parts of the image, because if you look, it never panned down enough to show Rebecca's feet here. And that's actually a huge problem in a game where you have fixed camera, you have pre-rendered backgrounds, you can place items anywhere. Hang on, I gotta drop my, there we go. But yeah, where you can, like, I could drop an item here. Being the widescreen mode, you wouldn't be able to see the items on the floor here, because the camera doesn't pan far enough. Plus, because they're just panning still images, a lot of the times it kind of breaks the illusion that these are pre-rendered backgrounds with lighting and character models on top. Because it makes it look like a still image that's just being panned up and down. So, personally, I prefer to just play them in the original aspect ratio. Also, I am going to be playing with the tank controls. Now, we might change them. I can't remember if there's any box pushing stuff in this. But here, we'll have to swap over to show it. Again, it's good they give you these options to change stuff very quickly. And I always insist this is an inferior control scheme. And actually breaks these games. Oh, shit, you're right. Ah, we gotta reset the counter. Because look, this is what you can do. Like, the zombies are not designed for this kind of movement. The levels are not designed for this movement. The camera shift's not designed for this kind of movement. Here we go. Let me reset the counter here. I still need to find a better way of resetting the counter. Okay, so the day today is the 30th. And the time is 9:08. There we go. And then if I go back over here, I just need to... There we go. It couldn't be helped. It was going to happen. There was no way I could go through and not mention it. Now, one thing I'll say is nice is that even if you have the alternative mode on, the analog stick has the 2D controls, but the D-pad is still the 3D controls. But one thing that is weird is that, and we've mentioned it, there's a partner system in this game. The partner's controlled with the right stick, but they don't use the 2D. They use the 2D controls. So if you want to control both characters, you have to have the original control mode on. Again, I know some people have who are neurodivergent that have some issues with using those controls because you're controlling from the character's perspective, not the game camera's perspective. And at certain points, some people just can't get good at those kind of controls. And well, in the current design, I think there are options for those people. But again, like, these games are designed around this control scheme. The enemies control a very specific way. Oh, yeah, the scenes are stained with blood. Like, we just went in here on our own while everything is, like, super fucked up. Now, one criticism I want to say is this. I wish this game had better button remapping options. So I will go into it for a sec. So if you go into the types, I just wanted an option where run was on the X button. Not a single one of these options lets you do that. And maybe you'd probably have to use a mod or something to do it. And also, again, it's weird that you can't use a PlayStation 4 controller right now. Because some of the mapping feels very weird, and I grant it's because they've gone from like a GameCube game to something else. And I don't want to tap on the trigger, though. And I'd rather not have aim on RB, but there's like no control scheme that feels quite how I think it should feel on a modern controller. If I was like using an actual GameCube controller, it would make sense. But yeah, like RB is aim. Oh, fuck you! Mini! So, I have my computer tower on, like, not on the floor. I have it up on a, like a, I don't know what you'd call it. It's like a glass tiered, like, coffee table thing behind my desk. My cat, Minnie, bless her heart, I love her, loves to try and climb on top of it, even though she knows she's not supposed to. And if I tell her to get off of the computer, she knows and she'll get off the computer. And she managed to step on the power button and start shutting things down. And it just, without asking if I was sure, to shut everything. Luckily, I was able to stop it because it was trying to shut everything down, and I was able to cancel it because it was like, oh, we're having trouble shutting down. Oh. But like everything closed on me. Okay. I'm getting things sorted out here, don't worry. Well, whatever intro my stream had is probably not going to be in the VOD because I don't want to trim those together. So let me just get Resident Evil 0 started here. Okay. I don't know why she did that. I don't know why she started climbing on there. Oh great, I've got to fucking resize the stream. And now my control's not working either. Fuck's sake. That's probably more just the port being funny. Okay, everything looks good on that, and let's see. I don't know why my output settings for the game reset. There we go. Okay. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, why did it default to... Weird. Okay, that's all good. Oh. Okay, we'll have to skip the, Okay, you know what? I am going to stitch the VODs together. Because I don't want to have to rewatch the opening cutscene. Or reset my timer again. God, I don't even remember specifically what we were talking about at that time anymore. Alright. Oh yeah, I was talking about the button mapping not letting me use a PlayStation controller or like remap the controls how I want. Yes, Stream Elements, I'm live, thank you. I'm gonna say though, they did a very good job with this HD remaster. Resident Evil Remake HD, they did some AI upscaling, but some of the background quality, it's a bit varied. Some of them look really good upscale, some look like they weren't touched, so it looks a little funky in places. This one, they seem to have done like a lot more work to get these backgrounds looking really crisp. They also like changed the models a little bit. Rebecca here actually has a new face model. It's a bit weird because with the amount of pre-rendered cutscenes in the game, you can tell that she has a different face in those cutscenes. Though, there actually are mods if you want to restore, like, the original face model. I don't know if they changed Billy's. We'll have to find out. But let's just, truck on over here. I wish I knew a way to stop my cat from climbing on the computer. At the very least, I want to make something that stops her from, like, touching the power button. Because that's happened a couple of times.
Is someone there?
Well, he's not going to use this anymore. Hang on. Hang on, Lola. Let me... Oh, no! There we go. So yeah, survival horror name of the game. You don't want to use up loads of ammo. You could take out the zombies in there, but you wouldn't really want to. But yeah, it's amazing how good Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 0 look. Especially, Resident Evil 0 is such a fascinating game because it actually started out as a Nintendo 64 game. And there actually is some footage of that version that Capcom put out around the time of this HD remaster. I don't think any version of it's leaked online, sadly, though from what I understand, I don't think they ever got further than this train level. But yeah, that got moved over to the GameCube, and it's not the Resident Evil 1 remake team, but you could tell that there was like shared assets and work between them. But I think this came out after remake. I'm pretty sure it did. But they seem to have done like in terms of like a visual job, like even more so than Resident Evil Remake. Like it's kind of amazing how well these pre-rendered visuals hold up, because they're not just pre-rendered. They have like post-processing and lighting maps on them. In fact, there's like a mod for, I think, Remake to add RTX, like real-time light rendering on. And because of like the fact it does have like light map models. Basically, and you can use like debug tools to like disable the pre-rendered backgrounds but show like the lighting models. So it kind of just looks like you're playing in an untextured version of the game. But it kind of exposes like, oh, okay, so this is how they do the lighting. There's like an invisible version of the world that like kind of exists over the top of the images. Right, Passenger's Diary, July the 14th. Orders came from the boss today. Looks like we're in charge of investigating the remains of the Arklay Mountains laboratory. While moving in two groups, the initial group is assigned to start checking what's left of the abandoned experiment. July 16th. Unfortunately, the test production of BOW type Y139 had to be suspended because of this investigation. It's the same with type Y139. There's still so much we don't know about responses to the crustacean T-virus. There's a lot of interesting research left. Depending on the species and nurturing conditions, only minute doses of T bring about remarkable changes in solidity, size, manipulation of internal toxins, and brain development. If these effects can be controlled, a powerful weapon could be produced. But the sudden development of the shell results in a corresponding fragility. Certain areas become exceedingly weak. Problematically, one of these areas is the head carapace. This lab we are going to, are they pursuing the same research? It would certainly help to find data in samples that would help us in our research. June the 19th. Day is finally approaching. I am growing more anxious. The Raccoon City newspapers and TV stations are full of reports about the bizarre murders in the suburbs. It can't be the virus, can it? If it is. No, I can't figure that now. I have to concentrate on this investigation and make sure it goes smoothly. So I think the implication that this is an Umbrella, like, privately run train, and, like, these are all Umbrella employees. But it's funny, just right at the start of the game, we've got this, just like, oh yeah, virus shit's happening. You know what the deal is. You've played Resident Evil 1. This poor guy must have been attacked in his sleep. His body is covered in slime. Oh shit. I didn't even see that. Haha, hidden items. Admittedly, I'm not too big a fan of that. Where it's like, oh yeah, in this, there's no, like, item indicator. But there is an item hidden, like, in this bookshelf or in a jacket and stuff like that. This doesn't seem to be anything of use. Okay, yep. So there we go, got extra ink ribbons. Investigation orders. Stained with blood, some sections are illegible. 8 miles north of Raccoon City in the Arklay Mountains lies our company's management training facility. It was shut down years ago. That's... We won't get to it today, but it's worth mentioning that we're like 8 miles north of the city. Alright. Now, we are conducting a preliminary study into the reopening of the facilities. First investigation unit is already on site and opening their investigation. I want your team to provide support. The following orders are William Barkin, that's not his name, and first investigation unit. The rest is torn and unreadable. Yeah, like, look at the rain effects out in the window. Yeah, we'll take that. Alright, so here we go. Here's the big change. There is a typewriter. Record data, yes, no, or use item box. So yes, this is the mod. It changes every typewriter into the game into an item box. And basically, this like blank partner screen is the other item box. So you just... boom. And there you go. Because before, what you'd have to do is like, oh, there's a typewriter. Record data. Yes. Okay. We'll do our first save. And what you would have to do is go in here. And then just leave the ink ribbon in the room. And then come to the map screen. And apparently they do give you really good tools for this. This lets you scroll through and find all your items. And you can even see they've got like icons for specific item types and things like that. But then it also means that, say, and we'll come into it later. For one thing, you'll end up with like tons of stacks of like separate stacks of ink ribbons instead of having like a big stack that you keep around with you. Like the mod, like, you know, and this is not a diss against the mod. Also, I think I gotta post the link again to pin it. Oh, no, hang on. Okay, let me do it over here. Yeah, because my stream technically ended, so... There we go. You know, they've had to make this work in the confines of the original engine, so it uses, like, the partner item swapping system, but you do get... like more than the 6 slots. Like it keeps scrolling down. It's just I can't really show that yet because I don't have the items to show it. I don't... I know at least Resident Evil 1 Remake has a mod where you could skip the door animations if you want. I just didn't look up to see if anything like that existed for Zero here. Oh, it's locked and can't be opened. The door reads conductor's office. Yep, it's locked. This train employee's corpse has been brutally torn apart. He's holding something. Yep, take the tree. Also, I can't remember if Remake lets you use items when you pick them up or not.
Billy. Lieutenant Cohen.
So, you seem to know me.
Oh yeah, this...
Fantasizing about me, have you?
You're the prisoner that was being transferred for execution. You were with those soldiers outside.
Oh, I see. You're with stars. No
Stars.
offense, honey, but your kind doesn't seem to want me around. So, I'm afraid our little chat time is over.
Wait! You're under arrest.
No thanks, Dollface. I've already worn handcuffs.
I could shoot, you know.
Okay.
Are you alright?
This is such a silly story, but there was I think he was Japanese, I'm not sure. There was a long play uncommented channel I used to watch like over a decade ago. And we're talking like pre-2010 when video recording
Monsters.
was like very scuffed. So the audio for his gameplay would always be like peaking and very loud. And that clip of that guy diving through the window. Oh, get up. Would sound like a fucking explosion going off. It was so funny. Edward, you were so happy just a few hours ago. Oh. Ah, Parabellum. Yes. Okay, let me check my status. Fine. Okay. We haven't got into it too much yet, but there is some differences between the characters. Namely that, Rebecca has less health. And I don't know if she can get critical hits with her handgun like Billy can. Oh, what was I about to do? Oh, yeah. Tag reads dining car. I like that they kept that in Resident Evil 2 remake. I haven't streamed it yet, but I've played a lot of that game too. But I wanted to play like the original first. There's a card reader here. It looks like the door will open if you have the right card. But that's something they easily could have just like foregone. But I'm glad they kept it. But yeah, I just to this day I have memories of Kenneth there diving through the window and just it sounded like a fucking bomb going off. Oh, wait. Oh, no. I'm gonna have to take these guys out. Okay, yeah, now we're on caution. Yep. There's a chance that there is, like, ammo hidden. It's locked. Like, in one of these... I totally bet there is. But also, I think they hide some, like, enemy respawns in these. Okay, I'm actually gonna check up here quick, because I think there might be a green herb. Yep. Also, leeches! There we go. God, there's just... I do love just, like, the cinematic shots they do with these camera angles with the lighting and things like that. They look like some kind of eggs. A puddle of slime has formed around them. So yeah, we're not going that way anymore. Heck, I test that even some of... And it's funny enough, it's Resident Evil games that came out before this. Like, Resident Evil 2 and 3 and a bit of Code Veronica, especially Code Veronica, I think. I think they kind of get away from using the fixed camera angles to kind of do like cinematography and interesting shots. Like Resident Evil 1 does it a bit, but they really went for that with Remake, with a lot of the changes to camera angles or new areas they added. Through the window you see a broken ladder, it's of no use right now. And I'm glad to see it here too. And I do hope that game developers we'll, Oh.
This is Rebecca. Over.
God, yeah, these textures still look really good.
Hello? Can you read me? Please respond.
Like, you can even read some of the text on the back of that door there.
Listen up. We've obtained detailed information on the fugitive from a document found in the wrecked wagon. Billy Cohen killed as many as 23 people. Over.
23 people.
We have also confirmed that he was institutionalized, so keep your guard up. Can you hear me, Rebecca? Over.
Of course, any guy with tribal tattoo.
He wouldn't think twice before killing you.
Enrico! Captain! Hello? Hello?
I like that because we literally saw him think twice. He had a gun pointed at our heads and he just like completely ignored us. Okay, if I remember right, we're going... Yeah, we're going this way. Yep. There's the spawning zombies I told you about. You don't seem to need this key anymore. Yes, please. Oh yeah. This is kind of a weird thing. The opening of this game actually has like a lot of cutscenes and story.
It's gonna be dangerous from here on in.
But from what I understand, once you get off the train, which yes, the whole game starts it on this train.
Listen, little girl, if you
Most of the cutscenes like disappear. Weird.
And I, for one, want to get out of here. I don't think we stand a chance doing it alone.
You expect me to trust you, a wanted felon? I don't need your help. I can handle this on my own. And don't call me little girl.
All right, Miss Do-It-Yourself. What should I call you?
The name is Rebecca Chambers, but that's Officer Chambers to you.
Well then, Rebecca, why don't you go and try while I wait here?
Alright. Let's talk to him.
Rebecca, why don't you go and try while I...
Okay, now he's just going to repeat himself. Okay, yeah, that's locked. Let's just read this note here. Obviously, his backstory is different, but I kind of feel like Billy here is what Steve Burnside from Code Veronica was meant to be. That did not execute how they wanted, but I love that Steve is so terrible and punchable and the worst, and a Dweebenheimer. Hey, Steve! Claire! When closing the dining car, supervisors are asked to switch off the automatic doors after ensuring all staff have vacated the car. The main automatic door power switch is located on the roof of the fifth car. Inspections will take place when the train is garaged. After inspections are complete, use the ladder at the rear of the second floor of the dining car. Umbrella Corp maintenance department. Even their trains are goofy. God, this game looks so good still. Yeah, here you can definitely see that this pre-rendered model is not the same as the HD model.
Excuse me, sir. Sir.
But yeah, if you want to get like that original experience, you can mod the original GameCube model back in. Oh yeah, here we go. It's the Leechman. Okay, this I think is meant to be like a Resident Evil 1 Jill Valentine reference. Like, yeah, you're supposed to leave. You cannot win that fight. Weirdly enough, despite the way this cutscene plays out, shooting the leech monsters with handguns is actually like the worst idea. Also, how she didn't get hit with the bullets there. Oh yeah, this fucking guy. This was an odd choice. I don't know what the opera characterization adds to this guy.
Who is that guy?
What's going
Oh.
on? Who's controlling the train?
Go and check out the first engine.
Oh, the higher frame rate
Listen,
makes the
we gotta
some of this look
cooperate
a
with
bit
each other
weird.
from now on. You got that?
Well, I don't...
Clue in, girl. Or maybe you like being worm bait.
All right. But you just remember, I will shoot you if you try anything funny.
Fine. Now take these with you.
Yeah, that's fine. You
If
can shoot
find
me.
anything, give me a call. All right?
I like how he doesn't even tell them him. Well, what frequency? Alright, here we go. Here's the big commit. Player switching. You can switch control between the two lead characters, Rebecca and Billy, and use their different abilities to progress through the game. The character you currently control is called the main character. The character you do not control is called the partner character. The partner character generally moves independently, but you can use the right stick to control them yourself. Selecting partner on the status screen allows you to assign instructions to the character. Solo, both characters move independently, and team partner follows the main character. Attack, partner attacks automatically, idle, partner will not attack. You can also press the back button to switch between solo team members, and press Y to switch between characters. You can exchange, yep. Rebecca has the following attributes: can combine herbs and related items, weak defense, and can use the mixing set to combine chemicals. Billy, he cannot combine herbs. Apparently, even though like average Joes in Resident Evil 2, and I think this was an odd choice. I would have done something like, oh, he can combine herbs, but Rebecca's are like better. Strong offense, which I think is a vague way of saying like he can get critical hits, and he has better, he can take more damage, and can push many large objects. If the partner attack character is died, both the main and partner character will die if they take too much damage. Yep. A partner being attacked in a different room will call for help over the radio. If your partner does call, go to help as quickly as possible. Some puzzles cannot be completed by only one character. Okay. So, here's a good early first tip. Put Billy on idle. So Billy's AI is different from Rebecca's AI. So Rebecca will only attack enemies when you do. So if you run past enemies, she won't attack. If you hold the attack button, she'll aim, but she won't shoot. She only shoots the same time as you if you're playing as Billy. If you're playing as Billy... Sorry, if you're playing as Rebecca and Billy is set to attack, he will automatically aim and fire at any enemies around that are in like a certain proximity of him. So you can like lose your ammo that way. And yeah, he also has a lighter. Also, this is where the like costumes are hidden. But here's the thing. And there's the character swap. And then here's me controlling both characters. But here's the thing. Because Billy has more health, I think he's got a better chance of getting critical hits, things like that. There aren't many situations where you don't want to be controlling him. Outside of like very... There's a ladder here. Seems to lead up to the roof. No. There's very few situations where you don't want to be controlling him as like the main partner.
Let's split up.
Roger.
Come on.
Roger.
It is interesting to see this game and where Resident Evil eventually went, where it became like a co-op series for a couple of years. Actually, I'm trying to remember if I need... I think I need to go up here. There's a ladder here. It seems to lead up to the roof. Climb up the ladder? Yes. And I'll see the Outbreak games on PlayStation 2. Oh yeah, this scene. Look how cool this looks. Alright, the power cable has been disconnected. Reconnect the cable. Yes. So, this is important, what I'm doing here. There's a reason I swapped to Claire here. And this is a pro tip that I knew about the game, even though this is my first, like, proper playthrough. So, whoever fixes that gets knocked into here. And they're just stuck in this room now. And, you know, if you're exploring around solo, you don't really want that to be Claire. Because, again, Claire can take more she takes more damage. There's something stuck in the keyhole. It's preventing the door from turning. You could probably get it out if you had something sharp. So, yeah, this is them kind of forcing, like, okay, this is where you would have the characters separate. Call the service lift. Yeah. Funny enough, from what I understand, this train segment is, like, probably the best part of the game and the one where they, like, realise this the best. Okay, yeah, we definitely want to put the train key in there. Okay. Am I meant to go back here? Hold on. What does the map say? Yeah, I think I've got to go... Yeah, you can't reach it from up here. Okay, we just can't run while we're up here. I guess going by the map, we just gotta go back. There we go. Okay. So what have I got on me? Okay. Oh yeah, the knife. I don't actually know how the knife is in this game. It's locked from the other side. The counter is littered with slips of paper lining customers' orders. So, I haven't mentioned it before, but this is probably the best time to mention it now. Resident Evil rumors and supposed leaks have kind of been a big thing right now. And the current rumors is that there's, So, first it was their rumors they were going to remake Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 5. And it's like, okay, well, A, you've already remade Resident Evil 1, and it's... it's flawless. I can't think of anything to change about that game, and I don't think an adaptation would add anything that other sequels in the Resident Evil series have done. And Resident Evil 5, I don't think is worth remaking. It's still like a modern game in most standards. and again, you would just be making like a mostly new experience. Then those rumors got shut down by some people, and they're like, actually no, those are completely bullshit. Apparently Resident Evil 0 and Code Veronica are getting remakes. Now, Code Veronica makes total sense to me. In fact, I think it should have got a remake sooner. Because it's the canonical story sequel to Resident Evil 2 and is set before Resident Evil 4. So it's really weird that they just like skipped it. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna put... Yeah, some ammo. Give him the ammo. No, I actually didn't want to give it all. So I'll send... So yeah, this is some of the stuff that is a bit awkward about this. So yeah, Code Veronica as a remake makes sense to me because I do think... Oh god, Oh, that's annoying. Okay. That Code Veronica, there's a lot you could do to that game to make it better, kind of trim out the fat. But also, man, I'd worried that a remake would get rid of the campy tone that I think sells that game so well. This game getting a remake, though, is interesting. Because it would... And to be clear, when I'm talking about the Resident Evil remakes, those are adaptations. Like, Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4 are modern adaptations of those original games. Like, Resident Evil 4 is the one that's probably the closest to, like, actually being a remake. But Resident Evil 2 and 3 are not remakes, in my opinion. They are adaptations, or probably, like, the more common term is reimaginings. It's an industrial-sized fridge. The counter is laden with various types of food. There doesn't seem to be anything of use. There's an access panel here. You need some kind of tool to open it. It's locked from the other side. A modern adaptation of this is like, would you dramatically change this game? Like, would you keep the same partner system? Or would you actually make it more... you know, how previous games did it, where you just, if there were up multiple characters, you would swap between them at certain story points. Oh. No, that's fine. Billy could take it. Or would you try and keep it? Would you keep the same item system, or would you dramatically change that as well? But there are so many little questions. Okay, yeah, I think we're just going... Oh, I wasn't quick enough. I should have stopped. Yeah, especially because, and I've not played the full game, I've just messed with bits of it. All the... How much Resident Evil 3, the modern adaptation, how much people don't like that game for how much it changed and how much it cut. And Capcom, despite the fact that game did sell well, Capcom seem to be acutely aware of it, and that's kind of why, like, Resident Evil 4 is almost just an actual remake. There's a typewriter. Yep. Yeah, we're just gonna save. Oh, weird. We can't pick just one ink ribbon. Oh, hang on. I'm gonna put a knife in there. There we go. I don't know. It's a curious question if they are doing it. And also, it seems weird to remake 0 anyway. Because again, it is a essentially modern... Look, you could call this copium, and I can admit that it probably is. But I think that... I don't think you can call video games from, like, a bit after the year 2000, like most games that were coming out on PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube. I don't think you can call those games retro, because a lot of their design is the same kind of design philosophies and like standards that we're using to this day. There we go. You know, like, we've had graphical advancements, but in terms of like gameplay design and mechanics and camera system stuff like that, that's where most of that stuff was standardized. I think there is some stuff on there that feels more antiquated, but a lot of it is also nowadays, it's just there's a lot of homogenization. Just like, hey, this is how you control this game, this is how you button map these games, and most developers don't really want to deviate from that. And also a lot of gamers, I'll be frank, are a little bit drama queens about trying out video games with like different button mappings and not being able to adapt to them. Oh yeah, conductor's key. Like going back to a game where like reload is on R3, not really that big of a deal, if I'm being honest. But, you know, this is a game that I think you could improve quite a bit. There we go. Got the map. Weird it didn't... Oh, there we go. Weird it showed me it first and then gave me the map. Okay, so here I will give you a pro tip, regardless of if you're playing with this Iron Box mod or not. If I look at the map here, you'll see that the red herb is not highlighted yet. If I examine it, and now I go to the map, now it's on there. At a certain point, you leave this train. If you want to keep all the items that appear on the train, you need to make sure they're tagged and appear in this item list. Resident Evil 2 Remake, it's actually probably one of its like best like quality of life enhancements, is that items, even if you don't pick them up, as long as you get close enough to them, automatically highlight on the map. It's great for people like me who do not have great memories, to be real. But you will lose items if you don't do that. There are, like, and that's kind of crazy, because, like, most Resident Evil games don't have that much missable items outside of, like, oh, here's this optional weapon, or things like that. You could lose quite a lot of items. Like, if you came into this room and just didn't tag those 2 herbs, and you beat the train section, they're gone. Note from conductor. The key card for the driver's compartment is in my bags always, but I need the other guy's key too to open the damn thing. But it looks like I've lost it somewhere. If it was a normal key, someone would be sure to turn it in, but this key is different. I look for it too, but if you happen to find it, please hand it in. Thanks in advance. So that's this bag they're talking about, right? Pistol lock, there are 2 holes that look as they fit some kind of object. Alright, remember, Billy cannot combine items, so this video looks to train operations. Let's get out of the desk and floor. Yeah, look at that little detail where they've animated the, like, the physics of the poster. What does this do? Oh, okay, let's look here. Okay, nothing in there. There's a switch here. Flip it. Yes. Oh, welcome back to the stream, Iran Bitabo, who says, I noticed the Irish game is very divisive. Yes. Yes, it is. And I'm probably one of them, hence why I'm using a mod that puts iron boxes back in. because as someone who's not finished this game but has watched like a lot of playthroughs, I agree with the statement that not having item boxes was a mistake in this game. No, I've also left the ability to just drop items as well. The mod mentions that they thought it was a bit too overpowered, like it made the game a bit too easy. Huh? But... oh, I love the camera angle there. But I wanted both options so we could kind of like experience both aspects of like classic Resident Evil and specifically the mechanics of this one. Yeah, I got it. Look at these like they're doing some really cool things with the camera angles in this. You got a lot of the games on Steam like 2 days ago. Yeah, I was thinking about streaming this, and then yeah, they were just really cheap on Steam at some point. I was like, ah, screw it, I'll just buy this like Resident Evil 0 and 1 collection. But yeah, like I was trying to figure like still though like what a modern adaptation of a game like this would do. Ah, yes, the ice pick. I know who needs that. Like, would you really change the game up? Would you maybe actually make it a co-op game, kind of like Revelations 2? But also you'd have to change the environments a lot. And a lot of the game. You'd probably have to make it level-based as well. Okay, there's a lot in here. Okay, I'm just gonna look at items and get them tagged first. Okay, we'll take that. Oh, hang on. Let me... yeah, we cannot carry this now. What's over here? Okay, yeah, we've got to start dropping stuff. So... this room is actually like a pretty good indicator of why the lack of item boxes is a bit weird, because what it ends up doing is rooms just become like places that you just dump all your items in. I might drop these as well. Yep, take the hunting gun. Let me just check. Is the... yeah, the ink ribbons are marked here. And so is the shotgun ammo. Now, from what I understand, I actually don't want the shotgun ammo yet. Let's see. Oh, yeah, this... weird. This room's just a dead end. Well, yeah, now I'm just going to go and take the ice pick back to Rebecca. We will take the first aid spray. Okay, what did you get? The first two Max Payne games, really good game. Shadow of War, I still like it, but I think Shadow of Mordor's better. But I kind of want to replay Shadow of Mordor. No, Shadow of War, a lot better game once they patched out all those fucking loot boxes. Finished my Arkham Collection, nice. 2 more Final Fantasy games, 3 Metroidvanias, Dragon Age Question, Postal 2, Morrowind, and Giga Record. Oh, I've not heard of that last one, but that is a great selection of games. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Also, because this is the HD version running on PC, that character swapping is a lot quicker. So from what I understand, the hunting gun is not very good. Outside of this early part, you replace it with a better shotgun, pretty sharpish. Oh, Giga Wrecker is a 2D beat-em-up platform for Game Freak. That sounds cool. Yeah, yeah. It's people forget they made that like elephant platformer as well. They do get to make non-Pokemon games every so often. So, I'll be clear. A lot of the gameplay tips I know from it's quite old now, but the old Super Best Friends playthrough where Pat stares at. Oh, fucking knocked my ass down. Okay, we can leave, equip. From what I understand, this is quite a simple boss, but also this exposes one of the issues with this game, and something that I don't know. You know, I don't know how fans would feel, if fans would agree with this or not. But a lot of the bosses in this game is just giant animal. It's like, oh, here's giant scorpion, and I won't talk about the other ones, but like, almost all the bosses. Hang on a sec, I might have to check my dog. How long does this take? Should I maybe be like... I assume this is working. There we go. Hang on a sec. Lola? Why are you barking? What's wrong? Yeah, there you go. She keeps going. I don't know. I don't know why. Oh. So yeah, that is probably something you could maybe improve in a remake. Okay. Lola, what is it? Hang on. I might need to get someone to come look at this dog. There we go. She keeps yipping about something. I don't know, I'm up here, I'm busy. Oh, no.
Massive dreams, you probably need to work. Come on, I want to go to bed.
Alright.
Last time.
Keep her with you today. Yeah. Sorry about that, folks. Oh, my controller got funny. I mean, Irma says, aren't most RE bosses the whole some giant animal monster and... Okay. So they'll be like animal based, but they won't just be giant animal. And yeah, like, yeah, Resident Evil 1, as you point out, has Yawn the Snake. Resident Evil 2 has the crocodile. 3 kind of has a giant... 3 has a giant worm, as does Code Veronica. And there is also like giant sharks. Though the shark is not really a boss fight in Resident Evil 1, it's just a puzzle. Well, mainly in Remake. In the original, they're just like enemies to run past. And there's giant spiders in a couple of the games. But this game kind of goes too far with it, where it's just every boss is, aside from like, I think like a couple of bosses, like most of the bosses in this game is just giant scorpion. Oh, a giant bat. Oh, a giant centipede. It's all that. Oh, hey, welcome to the stream, Mitsuri. Hey, friend of Iram. Nice. Hey, no, I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy your time. But, you know, and we can go over and look. This doesn't really have, like, monster-y aspects to it. It just kind of looks like a scorpion or crustacean or whatever it is. So if they, like, went more mutated with designs, I think that could be a marked improvement, sure. But also, just it's so weird to think of like this game getting a remake. And yeah, also there is apparently like a Resident Evil 9 in production, but it's like a couple of years away. When I figure that, it's just like some of these games, like, and I haven't played Resident Evil 4 Remake, just the demo, but I do still feel this way. Especially based on some of the stuff I've heard about Resident Evil 0. You could just put these ideas in the new games, you know. Heck, Resident Evil 9, you know, Village, feels like a take on Resident Evil 4 already. Okay, yeah, I don't want to go save. Where do I need to go? Oh, yeah, I know where I need to go. Oh, yeah, no, this game looks stunning. Yeah, it does. Especially Resident Evil Remake and Resident Evil 0 on GameCube already looks really good, because people forget that the GameCube was, like, pretty powerful hardware. But these HD versions, especially, like, Remake looks okay, and I mentioned earlier there is some, like, inconsistencies with the art quality, but this one, they seem to have put more effort into upscaling the backgrounds and putting, like, better lighting in and things like that. Oh, Iram, you hear there's apparently Resident Evil 5 Remake in development? So, I mentioned this a bit ago just before you joined. There was mention of that, and then a couple of people have now deconfirmed it, saying that there's no current plans for it.
Listen, she's thirsty, Tom. I don't know if she shouldn't have ate those biscuits. She keeps going down for drinks, so you have to keep an eye on her, alright? Make sure you've got some more.
Oh yeah, but if she starts yipping, I can't do anything, so you should keep her. I can come get her once I'm done streaming if you want.
Yeah, well, make sure in the night you give her water. I don't know if she shouldn't have ate those cat biscuits that were downstairs in the garden.
Yeah.
She's thirsty all the time.
So just taking care of our dog. So yeah, apparently there were some rumors about Resident Evil 5 Remake, which again I think that game's modern enough that here's the thing, I don't want a Resident Evil 5 Remake. I want the original design concept of Resident Evil 5, where it was a solo game, and it was going to be more horror, and it was going to have, like, mechanics tied around heat stroke and hallucinations. I want them to make that. And also, like, the Resident Evil 4 merchant was supposed to reappear, and a couple of the characters were, like, very different. But they would never make that. It's like asking them to make the Resident Evil 4 Hookman demo. But, yeah, Mitsuri, the GameCube was very powerful. And, yeah, you would see, like, better visuals. But, because of their weird proprietary, like, smaller discs, they also would have to, like, compress audio and video files quite a lot. So, you get some instances. The one that always comes to mind is Def Jam Fight for New York on the GameCube. Has, like, a really small soundtrack compared to the other versions. And in the story mode where you make your custom character, there's only like one voice. You can't pick multiple voices because they had to find a way of like cutting the file size down. But yeah, like, it's weird to think about now because ever since the Wii onwards, Nintendo have like never prioritized like hardware power. Yeah, I think I'm gonna... But, yeah, for like Nintendo 64 and GameCube, they kind of were pushing more for graphical fidelity and power. And also, the GameCube is like a weirdly durable console. You can like drop that thing down a flight of stairs and it will still work. Not that I'm saying you should do that. Don't... Just be on the safe side. Don't do it. But there are a lot of reported stories of GameCubes surviving quite a lot of like physical like force and still working afterwards. Okay. Okay, I think I have to go in the inventory to use it. There we go. But yeah, the current reports are that Resident Evil Code Veronica and Resident Evil 0 are reportedly getting remakes. Okay, I don't want to go in there yet. And Code Veronica makes sense to me because again, it's the canonical sequel to Resident Evil 2, and there's a lot of important story stuff in there. And also, I think it's the game that could be most improved by updating it. Press the button, yes. But yeah, it's still weird to think about a Resident Evil, a Resident Evil 0 remake. But maybe once I play more of this game, I'll get a better idea. Oh, Aaron says, Nintendo consoles are like that still. Well, I haven't heard this story, but dropping his Switch from a helicopter, the Joy-Cons didn't survive it. For fucking, of course, yep. Man, controllers used to be so durable, and then we got to, like, the PlayStation 3 generation, and then controllers just became, like, so, fragile and easily breakable. I have, like, PlayStation 1 and 2 controllers that work really good still. I've gone through so many PlayStation 3 onwards controllers. Oh, but the system itself was fine, the screen was scratched, but yeah, that is cool to hear about. Oh, nope, that's the menu button. You'd like to see Code Veronica remake to be the new take of Revelations gameplay. Well, like I said, I like Code Veronica, but it's a very flawed game. It stretches out, its map stretches all the areas out way too far, and it really hurts the game. So, to see, like, the game more streamlined would be really good. Okay, I've got to be careful here, because, Rebecca actually doesn't have much ammo. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do... Oh no, here we go. Yay!
Come on.
Okay.
Okay, now I can do... exchange... Oh, yeah. Your main complaint with Zero is that everyone said playing as Rebecca sucks. She's beyond the glass cannon. Yeah, they make her a lot weaker. In terms of, like, how much damage she can take. Which means that you very rarely play as her outside of when you're forced to. And you have to... There's a lot, like... Okay, Resident Evil's always had this thing. Well, the classic Resident Evils, I guess kind of like Resident Evil 4 onwards kind of gets rid of this. And then it kind of came back. But they're always games designed around repeat playthroughs and kind of optimizing your run and doing them faster or changing your routes and things like that. Resident Evil 0 is probably the only classic game where I think you need prior knowledge to even have a decent first-time playthrough. Because stuff like, oh, don't take Billy to this area because then you'll lose Billy and you'll have to play Rebecca solo. Stuff like, oh, you can lose all the items on the train if you don't mark them on the map first. Stuff like that. Oh, Steve is anything but forgettable. He's a massive dweebenheimer. He absolutely sucks, and I love him because he sucks. Some people say he's meant to suck. I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Hey, welcome back to the stream. Get off. Oh. Also, yep, there's this to deal with. Come on, Rebecca. Go this way. There you go. Enter the crawl space, yes. I don't... From what I understand, no. Steve was not designed to be like this lame-o. Oh, the guy I'm playing as? This is Billy Cohen. Who admittedly is only in this game. He's like... All the characters they've brought back, his future is like completely unknown. He just seems to have like dropped off the face of the earth. There we go. Yeah, Resident Evil names got a bit silly around this time. Billy Cohen, Steve Burnside. Okay, we don't want to take the shotgun ammo. I'll take the first aid spray, but I might end up dropping it. Actually, what I'll probably do... Hang on. I didn't mean to do that. Exchange. You take this. There you go. There we go. Nope. Sorry. I find the control for this game a bit weird. I really want run to be on X, but it's on B. Yes, Goldrin. Okay, good. Let's see. Can we open this? Again, it's interesting that they let you drop stuff, because I think that was something that people always kind of wanted to see in Resident Evil. But it was always on the precut of like, well, we still want iron boxes. This is a release liver point, yes. Oh, I see. There's a hand up in brake. You need a Mac card to operate it. Okay. So what I need to do... Okay, Rebecca, you stand there. Check out this gameplay. Haha! Hookshop Operator's Manual. Oh, no. Aaron, I'll answer in a sec. This device should only be used when inspecting difficult-to-access car roofs or when connecting special trains. Return to proper location after use. There is a ladder outside the small window by the first floor. Fire the device so it hooks onto the ladder. Using a wrench to climb, I have to screw the hook. And only one person can use it at a time. And I think only Rebecca, actually, can use it.
Come on.
Okay.
So, no. The original release of this game had no item boxes. They were completely removed. I am playing a mod that adds them back in, but also lets you still drop items. And the main complaint was, hey, it's cool they let you drop items wherever you want, but we've still wanted the item boxes. And maybe there was a technical limit to keeping, like, that amount of data, like, in memory and saved. I'm not sure. What's up? Oh, are you controlling the mask with your hand? This guy? It doesn't really have any controls. You just kind of put it on your face. It doesn't really have any action going on with it, so I don't know. Sorry. But in all seriousness, yeah, I did make this mask. Admittedly, I did use a guide. I have to find it at some point, because I should shout out the guy. It's a guide for like a DIY make-your-own Spider-Man mask with moving lenses using like at-home parts. And yes, I have action here. It's so scuffed. When I think about it, I've got like... I plan on doing a proper like behind-the-scenes video when I get my, when I'm, like, I want to make a better build of this. There's a couple of options, like, things I want to improve with this mask. And once I get that made, I want to do this, like, big deep dive where I kind of go through the history of the masks I've made and how they worked, all that kind of thing. The door is now unlocked. But yeah. And heck, I've got other masks that I'm making right now as well that I've got to sort out. Okay. So, I've got one of the fins for the briefcase. That's good. No, not mouth gestured. Outside of just, you know, that I can actually move my mouth, no, I do it with my hands. Basically, if you know how VR chat works, where people use, like, gestures, where they go, like that. It's basically that, but I only have one finger. But the plan is to use other fingers for it as well. And people might also ask, like, well, how do you play video games with this stuff on as well? I don't know. I just can. I just got used to it. Okay. I'll keep this on me for now. This is for a briefcase fin that's got the key card in. I think I've got to use this with Rebecca to get somewhere. If I remember right... Well, anyway.
Ow! Ow!
Why can't you... You apparently cannot swap characters while you're being attacked. That's bad. I didn't know that. Oh, asshole. Forget fucking oven, man. Fridge man's where it's at. Okay, how are we doing after that? Okay, we're both on caution. Managed to be invested with the video game. Well, I do have some plans on that. I do want some more expressive things I can do with a mask, but I've got a lot of, like, testing and stuff to work out for it. But I don't want to spoil it.
Let's split up.
Roger.
Oh, I didn't mean to press that.
This way.
Roger.
Okay. Nah, we're just gonna go this way. It was weird. I was pressing the Y button, but I guess you're just not allowed to swap characters while you're being attacked. Honestly, I forgot I was even controlling. I forgot I was even controlling Rebecca, so that was on me. Through the window, you see a broken ladder. Oh, okay. This is one of those games where you have to... I just want to check something with Billy quick. Okay, just for safety, I'm going to move him up here, because if you leave your AI, if you leave your partners in certain rooms, they can be attacked. Looks like there's a passenger car below the crack. Yes. What is this? Nope. Oh, come on. Alright. This is a good classic pro tip for old school Resident Evil. If you want to make sure if enemies that have fallen on the floor are dead still, aim. If you don't lock onto them, that means they're dead. If you turn and aim like this, that means they're still alive. Maybe I'm misremembering, but is there one of the isometrics where you can actually die to the environment? I know Resident Evil 4... I don't think there is. Actually. I can't think of any where that's the case. Like, there... I guess technically Resident Evil 1, there are some trap rooms that can kill you, but I don't know if you want to call that environment or not. But for example, there are situations where, like, a ceiling will close in on you, or walls will crush you. Sorry, I gotta get used to this button mapping. There we go. Alright. But yeah, that... Oh. Oh, no. Not leeches. Oh, being pushed off a cliff by a... Okay, I gotta move you. I can't think of any Resident Evil game where that happens, no. Yeah, being pushed off a cliff by a strong wind or falling off a edge, or like construction equipment being used to knock you off. No, I don't think that's Resident Evil. The closest to that is you can fall into pits in Silent Hill 3. It apparently was going to be in Silent Hill 1, but it's actually... doesn't actually... It's, like, disabled in the final game, and, like, most of the, like, code for it's disabled. Okay, let me figure this out, so... Okay, so I know what I need to do. But the other stuff you mentioned, I can't... There must be, like... All I can think of... is maybe you're thinking of Fear Effect? I don't think that's Fatal Frame. I've only played Fatal Frame 1, but that's not Fatal Frame 1. So maybe that's Fear Effect, because Fear Effect I only really watched someone else play. I do want to play that game at some point. Fear Effect 1 and 2. All right. Okay. But yeah, I can't think of any specific things of like, oh, watch out, this crane's gonna drop on you or anything like that in Silent Hill or Resident Evil. So, yeah, that must be a different game. Okay. Leave that for now. Yeah, some of this inventory management stuff, little clunky. You could definitely improve this in a remake, for sure. Alright, examine. Open the briefcase. There's something inside. Blue key card. Up lead car. Jimmy Lewis. Not Huey Lewis. Oh, man. Okay. You know, while I'm here, I'm gonna combine these herbs. There we go. Leave that. That's an ink ribbon, which I don't mind leaving there right now. Let me just make sure it's on the map here. Yes, it is. As long as it stays on the map, we won't lose the item, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so now I'm probably gonna... Yeah, so I need to go to the save room, and then I think... there's like a big puzzle that's kind of like the end of this area.
This way.
Okay.
Okay, let me just plot my route. What's in this room? Oh, yes, the hunting gun. Well, I don't need to go that way. But yeah, I don't remember a lot of Fear Effect. I have seen, like, long plays of them a long time ago. But I only really remember the demo. I definitely had a PlayStation 1 demo of, like, the first game. I remember there, like, being a boss fight where you had to, like, keep running around this, like, circular room. But that's all I really remember. Come on, Claire. Sorry, come on, Rebecca. Dino Crisis? That... You know what? It might be obscure. That's the one I know the least about. I don't think it's... It could be a Clock Tower game. But that game's not... Even the PS1 ones aren't isometric, really. They're kind of like side view on the action. They're kind of... Well, if a camera angle comes up that looks like it, I'll point it out. But the PS1 game, not Ghost Head, because Ghost Head's a piece of trash. There's a typewriter. Okay, let's use the iron box first. I'll put this away for now. There we go. There's a weird thing with how this menu works, where when you're exchanging, if I want to exchange all the ink ribbons from the right to the left, I have to use the left trigger, and then the right trigger, instead of just, like, right trigger always being all, and left trigger being none. It's a, it's a very weird way to handle it, if I'm... I get the thinking. It's weird. Alright. So, we're rotating saves, because always be safe. Rotate your saves. If you ever need to, like, go back to a previous save. Oh. You're not... Oh, I can't leave it here. Weird. Oh, it's... Okay. Let me just store it. I think the issue is I was standing... in the doorway. What I was trying to do was exchange this. There we go. The third clock tower is isometric. Okay, so clock tower 3, it does have fixed camera angles, but it's not quite isometric. It's a tracking camera. But that game doesn't have, like, environmental kills. It has, like, it's got, like, a scare panic meter. I gotta play that game one day, because it's wild. That game goes places. And Haunting Ground doesn't really have, like, environmental kill things as well. It's in those games, your only real threat is the stalkers. So, it might be that obscure game, or maybe the PS1 Clock Tower game. There's a card reader here. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. I have to use the... Yeah. The thing is, not all the Resident Evil games are consistent. Some of them you just have to have the item in your inventory, and some of them you have to do that yourself.
This is Delta Team. This is Delta Team.
Oh, hello.
Control of the train. Over.
Understood.
This does not make any sense. How was the T-virus leaked?
It's these bad
And why did
guys.
it contaminate both the lab and the mansion, as well as a train almost 3 miles away?
That's irrelevant. We must make sure no knowledge of this gets out. Destroy the train. Completely. How far away are you from the nearest branch line?
About 10
Oh,
minutes.
I've heard. Yes, Crow Country I have heard. I've got the demo downloaded, but I do want to play that at some point. It looks really cool. How it emulates. Oh, sorry, this is really loud. Rip. But yes, yeah, Crow Country where it's got that pre-rendered look, but the environments are 3D and you can like turn the camera. That game looks amazing. I'm trying not to look up stuff because I want to play it and like experience it for the first time. I have seen some gameplay of the demo though. Oh, sorry. I'll give the AI credit. They are pretty good at getting out of the way of you when you're trying to like run past them. Engine camp is badly damaged. There's no way to fix it. Yeah, you're avoiding this because you want to play it or watch a friend. Yeah, same here.
The train will either derail or crash. I gotta stop this thing.
Alright. Train. Okay, brake. Operation manual. Use the brake control. The following 3 steps are necessary to operate the brakes. Can't just be press the brake button. Activating controls. Brake controls are located in the following locations. The first car driver's compartment and the rear deck of the 5th one. To activate the system, you must insert the magnetic card into the device with the 5th car. Enter the rear deck code. Enter the code for the rear deck unit to release the lock. After this, the driver's compartment code can be entered. And then you have to enter the driver's one. Why is it like this? Because Umbrella are... Oh, weird. Okay. Who stays behind? Pick Rebecca here. As we've mentioned, she takes way more damage.
I'll go over to the back deck.
You don't want to send her all the way to the back of the train.
You apply the brake from here, okay?
All right. Billy,
What?
be careful.
Yeah.
Something that's funny though is he goes to leave, but he doesn't take the fucking key card with him. Which you need. Okay. So yeah, we've got to go to the back now. I don't know if you're a big fan of Silent Hill, Jar. How do you feel about the remake? Okay, so there is a video on my VOD channel from when I like re-debuted as this form, where I went over the information we had at the time, and I did not have very positive things to say about the game at that time, and since then it's only gotten worse. That thing... Oh, nice! I almost got grabbed there. That was a really good dodge. Panel. Yeah! I want to see more of that Silent Hill F project. Even if it ends up being like not very authentic to the Silent Hill experience, it's the one that actually looks like it could be something. Even if, like I said, again, not proper Silent Hill, but at least something new. Because I'm so tired. Like all the Western games all harped on Silent Hill 2. You know, all the ones from like Silent Hill Origins to Downpour. Then this new Project Revival comes in, all the games we've seen so far... Oh shit! It's the guy from Stars! Oh no! Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, Silent Hill F, they announced it at the same time as, like, Ascension and the other one that I never remember the name of. Let me just make sure I'm going the right way. Alright. But yeah, the initial trailer and the stuff that the developers were saying was like, wow, you're already missing the point of Silent Hill 2. You say that, like, fixed camera angle controls are dated, but you're a developer that put out a game with fixed camera angle that was the Silent Hill 2 homage, like, a year before. And all the other appearance changes. Hey, thank you for the follow, Flame. I appreciate it. Alright. Okay, now we're going to do some maths. Hang on. You need the mag card, operate it. Oh, hey. Got a lot of your friends in the era. I appreciate it. And then, yeah, that recent combat trailer came out, and it looked horrible. Alright, you can use this to operate the brake. So we need to add up numbers to get to 81. Okay, so now I've got to do 9. So 4, 5.
This is Billy. I've engaged the control device for the brake. Over.
Roger. I'll put the brake on now.
Right, now it's my turn. 67. So 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54. Okay, 54. And then this would be 63. 64. 65, 67. Boom. I watched another streamer do that who was really bad at maths. I'm lucky. Maths is one of the subjects I'm good at. If it was an English puzzle, we would have been here for an hour. As the Bully playthrough has shown how bad I am at the English classes in that. But maths actually makes more sense to me. Like, I'm a guy who plays Picross for fun, so there you go. Yeah, if you're naff at maths, you're buggered, yeah. Billy! Plus, oh, you see, it's from my, like, Scuff era, but I did Silent Hill 2 with, hard riddles a long ass time ago. And, yeah, it took me a while to get through some of them. But they are very cleverly written, the puzzles in that game. Though in some cases it was me. It was me overthinking them, thinking the solution was, like, more complicated than it was. Alright, complete the train. Okay, well, we want to clear this area out, because this is where all my items are. Oh, no, no, no. I'll explain that. In a sec. Let me just... Also, look, your partner shows you if there's enemies still alive in the area, which is nice. Okay. Because I'm not affiliate, I cannot make per stream schedules. I can only do repeat ones. I'm not currently in a place where I can do stream start times consistently. I would like to always go live at 9, but sometimes IRL stuff gets in the way and I end up going live at like 9:30 or at 10. So what I have on Twitch is, hey, I'll go live between 9 and 10, my time. So it's not supposed to show how long I stream, it's supposed to show when I'll go live. I know it's a bit complicated, but yeah. I'll get to affiliate at some point. I just try to focus on it too much, because I've realized after all this time that Twitch is like stat tracking. Oh shit. There we go. Is weird. The amount of times that I'll stream and my viewer count will say, "Oh yeah, you've got like 4 people," and then I'll go back and on Twitch I'll be like, "Yeah, no, you had 1 person in watching at that time." It's like, well, that's not what it said earlier. Okay, okay, for now, let's take this. So yeah, all these items here are the items that I found in the train. Though I think some stuff is missing. I don't think the... Hang on. Oh no, there's the ink ribbon. So yeah, if there are any items that you didn't tag in the environment, they will not show up after the train sequence. So you have to manually examine them and either drop them somewhere else or just leave them where you found them. But if you don't examine them, they'll just disappear. And granted, it's not a lot of items, but you know, like there's first aid sprays, there's a bunch of ink ribbons, shotgun ammo, the hook shot. I guess the hook shot the hook shot you can't lose, but there's a bunch of this stuff you could easily lose. So let me try and find the ink ribbons. Also, this is another reason why the 16:9 mode is awkward, because it can hide items on the ground. Oh, okay. That's where it is. This is mainly one of the flaws with having fixed camera angles for this kind of inventory system. Because look, we can barely see that the ink ribbon is down here. There we go. But yeah, the 16:9 view can actually... it can mask items being on the floor. You know, I'm actually going to pick up most of the stuff here because there's going to be a typewriter soon. And I'll be able to just put all this stuff in my item box. Yeah, you couldn't see the item. What it is that there's the glow they have I could see. At least the map helps you out there. The thing is, I don't know if you could get... that's just a knife, isn't it? Yeah, I don't want the knife. You can stay there, knife. Hang on, how much inventory room do I have? Okay, I will pick up the hook shot though. Because you use this like throughout the game. But yeah, what most players end up doing is they just use this room as like an item box, basically. Or there's a room coming up. That they use as an item box. Which is why, like, I said this in the tweet, I don't feel bad about modding the item boxes in. Because this game just straight up feels like it was supposed to have item boxes and then they got removed. And most people end up playing the game like it has item boxes. Specifically, it feels like the hard mode. I think it's only in Resident Evil 1. And I forget which version, but there's a version of Resident Evil 1 where the item boxes aren't connected. Oh yes, just kind of. This is not the Resident Evil 1 mansion. This is a new mansion. You can ask a daft question. Hey, this was we're big fans of daft questions.
Who on earth are those people?
She's just a rookie, a member of STARS.
What about the male?
The male?
I'm unfamiliar with him.
Attention. This is Dr. Marcus. Please be silent as we reflect upon our...
I have something to say about that dialogue. I'll get to your comment in a sec. We'll just finish the cutscene.
Discipline breeds unity. Unity breeds power. Power is life.
Who are you?
Who are you?
It was I who scattered the T-virus in the mansion. Needless to say, I contaminated the train, too.
What?
Revenge. On Umbrella.
Why does he have a... Oh, okay, he's in a room with mics and monitors. Yep, senior opera.
Dr. Marcus?
10 years ago, Dr. Marcus was murdered by Umbrella. You helped them, didn't you?
Alright. It's kind of weird to have a Resident Evil game where you see, like, villain's perspective. Oh yeah, so yeah, what's the lore? So I do have an idea of lore, but I don't want to go into it too much. But I can explain, like, why I personally really like this aesthetic. I've always had a fin for, like, the cyberpunk kind of... I don't want to call it hackney, but kind of like do-it-yourself, junk tech kind of aesthetic. You know, of, like, using technology, but... you know, having a kind of, worked... You know, it's not clean. You know, like having to kind of make do with what you got and adapt old tech and that kind of thing. I've always loved that look. And that also just speaks to a lot of, like, how I make streams or videos or do audio. The baghead thing is something I don't 100% understand myself, but it's a perfect game to be playing to talk about. It's Resident Evil 4 started it. The train, I know it had been a horror trope before then. Like, Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th 2. Alright.
But she keeps wanting to go for drink water all the time. Something's not right. So I thought she might be better in with
Yeah.
But I don't think she's well.
Alright, dog's back in the room now. There you go. Sounds almost Dieselpunk. Yeah, well, you know, Cyberpunk, Dieselpunk have some of the same inspirations. I affectionately refer to as, like, junk punk or junk tech. Yeah, Faust is a bit of it, but it definitely started with Dr. Salvatore from Resident Evil 4. But the more, like, goofy side of things is from Faust. I gotta remember who's got the ink ribbons. Oh, it's you, Claire. But it's something about, and I was gonna say, like, it's existed in other media. I think, like, Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th 2 is probably, like, the earliest example I can think of like a kind of famous horror character with, like, just a bag to cover their face. There's something about the kind of crudeness of covering your face that way that really appeals to me. Where it's both, like, it's mysterious, but it also is an interesting perspective of, I'm gonna mask my face, but in the most, like, it doesn't really matter how. Just, as long as it's masked is the important thing. And I think that's, like, a really interesting... I have a big, like, affinity for masks in general anyway. But just that specific take on masks just really appeals to me. Okay, yep. Let's put this in here for now. Get those out. And then at some point, those two interests, like the cyberpunk, also like a lot of my media I like is cyberpunk, like Ghost in the Shell, especially Serial Experiments Lane. I think that one speaks specifically to like kind of the junk tech thing, because that the visual aesthetic of that series had the kind of like early analog turn to digital like era. Oh, speaking of Faust in Strive, okay, I like how kind of like creepy and weird he is, but I wish he had a more interesting design. Just putting him in like hospital scrubs, I thought was a bit lame, and I know some other Faust players who feel the same. No, I need to play more Strive. I got to get back into it at some point. Oh no, that's the wrong button. There we go. But yeah, I need to get back into Strive. It's just also there's so much DLC. But I might try and do that on like stream at some point. But there you go. Here, this kind of shows. Oh no, that's not what I meant to do. The item box stuff. Yeah, no. I obviously he is a doctor, but like when you think of what his outfits used to be, where he had a more high-level doctor with a lab coat, I just wish he had kind of kept the lab coat instead of just the nurse's scrubs, where it's just plain and blue. It's just it doesn't feel very interesting. But yeah, here we go. This shows you that this is a proper iron box system, because as you can see, there is more than the 6 slots. There's currently 8 slots. Apparently, I do believe you can keep more than like 8 items in here, though. Yeah. I think that Aaron says I think they should have built more from the Exit model. Yeah. Well, no, I like that he's like something's wrong with him, and he's like creepy and barely holding it together. I just wish he had an outfit that was more interesting. And yeah, like I also like have a big affinity for Faust, because like bag-headed characters in media are very often like fodder enemies or like big bad stalker villains kind of thing. And Faust is like one of the few where he's like, oh yeah, no, he's got a bag on his head, but he's just a nice guy. He's got like his past as Dr. Baldhead, but he's genuinely like just a fun, goofy guy. And I like to see more like fun, interesting takes. So like, because it is funny how many times like you'll play a video game and they'll just use like bags on heads to kind of, oh, we want to make like an enemy type that's like human based, but we don't want to show the face kind of thing. Oh, the open sleeve straitjacket. Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of that look. I know it might not be maybe the most sensitive considering the like history of like really bad toxic like mental health facilities, but I still think straitjackets look cool. Probably that like edgy 90s 2000s belt culture seeping in there. But yeah, that would be a great example. That makes me specifically think of Simon Stark from the SSX series. He has like a lot of his jackets look like they're not straitjackets, but they are like meant to visually invoke the same feeling as a straitjacket, but they're like unique designs. Oh yeah, I need to put these ink ribbons away now. But yeah, you can see like this list keeps getting bigger in here. Oh, Arkham, yeah. The Arkham designs are really cool. I really like Arkham Knight though. Arkham Knight's my favorite, and it's the inspiration for something I'm working on right now that I'm gonna try and get done for next month. I'll be really sad if I don't get it done, but that's the goal. Alright. Back at it. We've got our inventory all sorted now. Also, shout-outs to, not the original Batman the Animated Series take on the bag, because it's a bit plain there. It's a bit goofy, kind of like old school. The New Adventures of Batman, it was like, it's basically the 4th season. That version of the Scarecrow is really cool. Where he basically looks like a Bloodborne enemy. Okay, so what's up with this door? This door is locked, but there doesn't seem to be a keyhole anywhere. The top part is engraved with the image of a clock. Uh-oh. That's the musical stinner of the Leechman. Oh no, we're in the bathroom. I don't know if I'm going to do them all, but I feel like I want to play some Batman Arkham games on stream at some point, just because of all the Scarecrow stuff in it. Scarecrow is, as you could probably guess, like my favourite Batman villain. This urinal is unspeakably filthy. It must not have been cleaned in ages. Hey, Leechman! I knew about that bit. Oh, that's the wrong way. I think as just characterization though, and admittedly I've not seen like all Batman fiction or even a lot, but I do like the take on his character in Batman Begins, where he's not just like evil and just like ha 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 I like scaring people. Like there's just actually something wrong with him, and it's more about like identifying with the image more than just inherently being like, I like scaring people, that's my whole thing. There we go. So yeah, oh yeah, well the whole thing with Injustice 2 is that he doesn't look like that, he's just using the fear toxin to make him appear like that. So the fight is like in your mind. Ooh. But yeah, that sequence there kind of shows you why it's good to play as Billy and have Rebecca on attack mode, because she only fights when you do, and she also highlights when enemies are alive, but she doesn't waste ammo blindly attacking enemies if you don't want her to. Whereas if I was playing as Rebecca, Billy would just be constantly firing. Okay, I'm just gonna pick these up as Billy. Hang on. There we go. Weird. The perspective on that was a little odd. What are you looking at, Billy? Was that just a dead guy? I guess that was just a dead guy. Yeah, you're not gonna fall on Scarecrow. It's kind of the weird thing with I think like both Injustices, you could criticize them. They definitely rely a bit too much on the Batman cast. And granted, I get it, because the Batman characters are like the most famous and well known. And a lot of the characters they'll kind of like they'll pull from. I'll just be like, yeah, no, I've never heard of these guys. Captain Cold, Black Canary. Though Black Canary's cool. I don't know what she's like in her own thing, but I really like her design and visuals in Injustice 2, and Hawk Lady and stuff like that. But yeah, at some point I want to go through the Batman Arkham games. Especially, I want to go through Arkham Origins.
Let's split up.
Roger.
Oh, that was the wrong button.
This way.
Roger.
Because I replayed that not too long ago. That game holds up better than I remembered. I remember thinking it was kind of meh. It's actually, like, I would put it just as good as Arkham City. But also, I think Arkham Knight is a little bit underrated. I think people were way too harsh on it. It has issues, mainly in that all the side missions are like, you just repeatedly do the same objective over and over. But driving the Batmobile is really fun. Mainly, I'm not a fan of the Bat Tank. I probably would have took that out of the game if I was, like, directing that game early on. I just said, look, this is just not that fun. Let's just go up the ladder for now. But also, I want to play, Blackgate. The, like, side-scrolling game. I know it was on Vita and, like, 3DS originally, but there actually is a PS4 version. But there are a lot of zombies around. Oh, nice. Alright, well, someone's still alive. If you ask for permission, they should be okay. I don't think you should get timed out. If you do, I'll fix it, but you should be able to post... You should be able to post a link. Oh, whoops. I just like to make sure people just, like, ask first. That's all. Yeah. Hang on, yeah. Let me read this, yeah. Arkham Knight is the best arcade style gameplay. Yep. Although the Batmobile combat is overused. Yep. Because I've used the Batmobile for actual combat stuff, and yeah. Also, now, a lot of the DLC for Arkham Knight, I think, was kind of mediocre. A lot of the ones where you play as different characters, like, set after the game, are, like, really short, and the story they add are just not interesting. It's just like, oh yeah, Oracle and Robin are gonna get married, and oh, here's Red Hood shooting some people. But the DLC that they added that's implemented into the main game, where you meet up with Dr. Freeze and Killer Croc again, those are amazing. It's a shame because they came out like really late. Hang on. I'll have a quick look at this. No, I also think that the prequel where you play as Batgirl and Robin. Whoops, okay. Wow. That is some jacket. Oh dear. I think an animal has has coughed up something on my bed. I'm gonna have to clean that up later. That is cool though. It is I would never force a person to wear that, but that is it's something else. It is grim, yeah. But I can appreciate, you know. Here's the problem with the story of Arkham Knight, and obviously, you know, spoilers from Arkham Knight. Oh no. Ooh, spoilers. I gotta play the Origins DLC. Admittedly. I'll have to check that out one day. Oh, I can't carry this. You know what? Yeah, we'll use it. Get us up to full health. But there was some good DLC for Arkham Knight. But the main thing with the story is they spoiled it before the game came out. They said, they were like, hey, if you pre-order the game, you get to play this level where you get to play as Red Hood. And it's like, oh, I wonder why Red Hood's in the game. And then as soon as the Knight guy shows up, and he's voiced by the same guy, it's like, oh, I wonder what's happening here. It's just fucking stupid. I don't know who chose to do that. That should not have been shown before the game was out at all. Your phone's all about building a little bit of the arcade thing. The main thing is, okay, those Sinjin light guns are like pie in the sky thing. Most of the stuff on there is for streaming setup. But I would like to... The goal I have currently is I want to get... I have some CRT TVs, but I want to get one that's small enough to fit in my office space here. So I can stream, like, light gun games on real hardware. But I also want to get the Sindom one so I can do stuff like MAME and things like that. But they are very expensive, and I'm not going to ask anyone to buy those anytime soon. That's why they're kind of like low on the list of priorities. But yeah, it's even if people don't fund stuff on there, I've got that list there just so people can see, oh, this is the like stream equipment. So if I do get any like random donations, which has happened a couple of times, I got a very generous donation from someone last year. That's the kind of equipment it will go towards. Regulations for trainees. Training facility mission. This training facility will raise a new generation of model employees to serve the future of Umbrella Corp. Applying the strictest and most rigorous training standards, this facility will, without regard for gender, race, or creed, produce only the best candidates to be the future global leaders of Umbrella Corporation. Oh man, Umbrella went... They went woke! Never mind that they abuse their employees and turn them into monsters and kidnap people. Ah! Sorry, I can't help it. I had to... That's the one joke I'm going to make about that today. We look forward to the development of your leadership qualities. Also, I find it funny they're like, oh yeah, we trade people on discipline and obedience and unity. It clearly does not work out for Umbrella. All the fucking betrayals and fuck-ups where people just mishandle experiments. These three basic words are the principles which govern Umbrella Corporation employees and are to be considered the law of this facility. Keep these words in mind at all times. Devote yourself to your training and bring honor to yourself in the corporation. You know, this onerous corporation that turns people into mindless zombies. Hey, the evil pharmaceutical corporations are hypocrites. Who knew? Okay, we got another save point here. The save plate, yeah. I'll just look it up afterwards. Hey, maybe they won't, but we can all hope that they'll show Bloodborne remaster, please. If fans can get that game running at 60 FPS on PlayStation 5, Sony. Oh yeah, the PlayStation 2 adapter. I think I'll just end up getting that myself at some point. Yeah, and those, because mainly that's through eBay. That's not through like the Throne website, so you can't do crowdfunding on that. There's a typewriter. Yep. Yes, use the item box. Put those away. There we go. You think it's a bit early for Bloodborne? Obviously, I wouldn't want it to be, like, put out today. But if Sony would just come out there and say, hey, we've heard the demands. Yes, we will make Bloodborne for PC. We will also make a next-gen, like, PlayStation 5 patch for the game to make it run at 60 and also fix the frame stuttering issue that fans fixed, like, years ago. Oh. Exchange. There we go. Plus, maybe that would be, like, a good... That would maybe be a good time for it. Like, hey, people talk about Elden Ring right now. If you want to get people... Like, it's the time where people are thinking about it. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, because I don't want, you know, I find it's better just to look into what were at those state of plays, like, after the fact. God, it's so nice having item boxes in this game. Yeah, it's cool that they are putting their stuff on PC now. It's weird that they still do, like, time, you know, like, oh, it'll be on console exclusive for a year. All this talk of, like, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth underperforming, A, is probably because, let's be real, Square probably put the expectations too high. But also, it's PlayStation 5 exclusive. The PlayStation 5 costs too much. Games cost too much. If it had come out on PC at the same time, I bet that game would not have underperformed. But also, you know, if the PlayStation 5 didn't cost, like, you fucking $500 to $600... The PlayStation 5 is too expensive, especially because the price in some regions actually went up. It's not, like, in some areas, it's more expensive to buy it now than if you had bought it at launch. That's fucked up. That's not okay. Like, how old the PlayStation 5 is now, you should be able to buy one for, like, $300. Maybe $350. Maybe $350. But no, that console is still, like, depending on where you're going, like, $500 to $600, you know. It's ridiculous. And not in a good way. Alright. Okay, so... I've got 2. I feel like part of Final Fantasy VII Part 2 is either for PS5. Yeah, there's going to be some confusion, and also sequels on those kind of like, hey, from the outset, this is going to be a multi-part series. You're always going to get some amount of sequel drop-off. But again, it's on a console that most people with inflation stuff can't afford those kind of luxuries. And all these next-gen prices are now like, oh, we're just going to sell games for more now. As well. So it's like, yeah, no wonder that the game that came out, like, in the pandemic, where everyone was stuck at home and had, like, time and money to do stuff, and they also had the PlayStation 4, which, like, most people had. Okay. Oh. Okay, I'm going to be careful because I've actually used up quite a lot of handgun ammo. But there was no way I was getting past those guys in this corridor. What we got here? Microfilm A. Let me look at the map. Yeah, this is locked. Oh. Wait, what? The candle is burnt out. It's locked. Well, I have a lighter. Can I use it? I could swear this is how you open this door. Maybe you have to, like, unlock the... There must be something else you have to do first, I guess. Although Spacey Square said it was actually their fault with FF7 low sales, was their fault, and supposedly planned on Tokyo revision. Yeah, it's multiple things. It's going to be multiple things, but it's weird to me how many people are overlooking the fact that inflation has killed a lot of market for luxury items like that. And also just, again, being on a console that is still so expensive. Like, it's so weird for a console that came out, like 3 years ago now, that it's still as expensive as it is. Like, if you go back to other generations, you would have a cheaper option. And obviously, the digital option is a bit cheaper, but most people want a disc drive because of all the issue with digital only, and they want to bring over their PlayStation 4 library as well. Okay, yeah, we got quite a big map here now. Like, that's the problem. And I really want to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It sounds amazing. I was not expecting to like Final Fantasy VII Remake. I thought it was like, okay, they're going too much with it. They're like budgeting, they're like bloating the game. That was my like cynical like beforehand thing, and then like I played the demo, I was like, actually this is really good. And then I played the full thing, I was like, wow, they actually justified it. They actually made it work in a way that I did not think it was going to work. But I'm sure no game could have come out that was going to be a system seller for a system that was that expensive. That's just the case. Okay, I know this is a split up point here, but I don't know if I want to do this yet. I might explore the little... I've got a tiny bit more to explore, and then I'll come back to this, I think. It'd be cool to see Type 0 re-released on PC, just to give people an extra place to play that. I have played a little bit of Type 0. I need to get back into it at some point. This door's broken fire motif. I'm actually trying to get a hold of all the GBA ports of Final Fantasy games. Funny enough, it's one of the few cases where the European releases are the best versions. Lola, what are you doing? Leave that alone. Sorry, my dog's in a funny mood. Oh, Type 0 is on Steam. Hey, well there you go. Wishful thinking. It's your positive outlook. It made my my wants come true. Yeah, I didn't realise that got released on PC. That's cool. I have this like stupid big collector's edition for it because it came with that Final Fantasy 15 demo. I gotta show it on stream at some point. It's massive. The box is like it's like this big. It's like it's the size of a cereal box. Hey, what's up with you, lady? There's something written on the base. When good and evil are brought into balance, a new path will be open before you. That's some Jedi shit right there. But, it looks like I'm gonna get some of them for my birthday. But with all the, like, retro game, resale prices getting, like, super inflated and stuff. Lola, what are you doing? Can you just leave that stuff alone? Oh. I might have to end stream early because my dog's being a bit funny. Okay, let's go in here first. Don't hear people talk about Type 0 much. I did play a bit of it, but I need to get back into it. Notes to all staff, this document is very old. Much of the writing is illegible. Regular meetings of the vaccine research and infectious agents team will be held. Both meetings are security level 5 and will be held in the following locations. Floor 1, W Operations Control Room, and the Floor 2, Southeast Meeting Room. Entry shall be 8:15. Thank you. Sure, take the crank handle. Ah! Not the birds! Whoa! Very classic Resident Evil with that. Okay, well, I don't think I need to go back into that room now, so that's good. I still find Final Fantasy Type 0 fascinating, just like its history, that it started out as a Japan-only PSP game that came on 2 UMDs. And I think it might be... I think it might be the only PSP game that had 2 UMDs. Oh, they're showing Silent Hill 2? That's weird, because Konami just announced that they're going to do, like, another Silent Hill-focused presentation. So it's weird that they're showing it at State of Play as well. No, I've given up on hope on that thing. I didn't have any hope before. My expectations were 0 when they first showed it off, and then that gameplay trailer came out a couple of months ago, and it was like, wow, now my expectations have gone even lower. Okay, let me check my inventory. Okay, you know what? I've got enough ink ribbons. I'm just gonna save. Yep, use the iron box. Okay. I'm gonna put this away for now. But yeah, having iron boxes means that it's a lot easier to track how many save ribbons you have instead of like just leaving them lying around all over the place. Yeah, it looks like they're trying to do Resident Evil 4 remake. Yeah, which is the wrong move. Resident Evil 4 remake or otherwise is the antithesis of Silent Hill 2. Here's the thing, when Bloober came out and they're like, oh, that trailer is not representing what Silent Hill 2 remake's gonna be. It was like, well, wait, are you saying that Konami made a fake trailer? Because surely that's the end, that's work in progress from your build. Are you saying that they've, like, faked the footage? Or are you just, like, actually saying that you just don't like how much combat they showed? Because that's not what you said. Telling porcupines there. Okay, we gotta go to that crank room now, I think. Opened up our little, like, shortcuts and map things. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, one of the nice things... Oh, you suggested I'm on phone. Hey, I'll look into that. I forgot people can do that on phone, suggest stuff. Is you don't run into, like, big rooms, like, near the typewriters, and just see, like, dozens of items littering the floor, because that's how you're supposed to play this game. I do want to see stuff about Monster Hunter World. As someone who always wanted to get into Monster Hunter, but couldn't really, like, gel with some of its, obtuseness until World, and streamed a lot of, Rise. I still technically haven't finished Rise. I've got to get to, like, rank 100 to completely finish it, but I don't know if I'm going to stream it again, because that's going to take a while of me fighting the same creatures that I've already fought. Let's see. So, Rich, there's a square shape. Okay. That was the wrong button. Oh, shit. I'm not doing good on ammo at all. Okay. Exchange. And personally, I think I preferred Weld over Rise. And Weld seems to be... Yeah, if you liked... Yeah. Which I'm glad to hear. Now, I could be wrong. Okay.
You stay here.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't remember if this is a part where Rebecca has to... Okay. Yeah. See, this is the part of the design where they realized that people weren't playing as Rebecca because they made her too weak. So they put... And also that players weren't splitting up. So they make these areas where you're forced to split up and play as Rebecca on her own. It's like, well... I don't know, maybe you should have designed the game so that the splitting up was more dynamic and not kind of at just like set points. Oh. Okay, well, we got some more ammo, so that's good. Oh, they give you rewards if you have Weld. I have got to play Iceborne at some point. I've never played Iceborne. And admittedly, Monster Hunter World and Iceborne are on sale so often on P. It's the only thing is I don't really want to replay all of World, and all my progress is on PS4. I really hope with World, if it is going to come out on PC, that they finally put crossplay into the series. I feel like it's like sorely overdue. I still have to figure out if I'm going to try out Sunbreak at some point. Hang on. Oh, there's a red herb there. Now I can't see where it is. There it is. Okay, that's bad item placement. Game. No wonder this game is divisive. I did watch someone stream Sunbreak, and it did add the thing that I wish the base game had, which is being able to use AI partners for the multiplayer things, because it's sometimes really hard to find players in Rise, especially if you're like not at the end game content. Like most players are not at the end game content. Oh yeah, this area. The machine has finished. Can we mess with this yet? There's no way for Rebecca to remove it. Okay. The idea that Rebecca is not strong enough to do this is a bit weird. Again, the more I look at this, the more I wonder if they would do a remake of this game, would you end up just getting rid of the partner switch stuff? Oh, the Astrobot game. I hear that is like a really cool like showcase game on PlayStation 5, so that's good. I don't mind being told what's going on. She's not here today, but one of my friends does that sometimes. Like when the Game Awards are on, she'll tell me, "Oh, hey, is this a thing you'd be interested in?" This is the only way I want to experience game presentations now, is just secondhand news. Let's see. Okay. Go down here, Rebecca. With Resident Evil, I still don't see what a remake would add to that game that you couldn't just do with a new game. And apparently, like, the recent rumors that there was going to be a remake got shut down. The problem is that some of the people these rumors are coming from, yes, they have got stuff right before, but they've also gotten stuff completely wrong. I don't know how I would feel about new Dynasty Warriors game, because Dynasty Warriors has been pretty bad for a long time from what I hear. Like, even if you like the old games, and I did really like Dynasty Warriors 4 back in the day. Though I have replayed some of it, and it's maybe doesn't hold up as well as I remembered. I think my my now current love for oh, here we go. My current love for stylish action games has kind of outclassed something that's as simple. Also, they just got, like, further and further into just, oh, we're just going to put, like, hundreds of enemies on screen. Thousands. And it's like, this series used to run at a good frame rate. What happened? Like... And it was like, nah, we'd rather just put, like, too many enemies on screen and have the game run at, like, 10 frames per second. Okay, oh yeah, here we go. I don't remember, but yeah, I remember, like, they've kind of, like, tried to mess around with the formula a couple of times. Another guy. Wait. Okay, I think I could get past this guy. Oh, never mind. He 180'd, like, really quick. That's okay. I don't think I even have to go back into that room anymore. And then... yeah.
Come on.
Roger.
I'm just... if you're working on that Silent Hill 2 remake, either on Konami side or on Blooper side, and you're seeing the reaction to it, I don't know how that game is not getting delayed. I mean, it's not going to. I just don't understand how anyone working on that is, like, doesn't think that game is going to get, like, dragged over the coals. Like, yeah, so, some people are going to play it, and they're going to insist it's good. That doesn't mean anything, though. But, like, the reception to it has just been so negative. Like, I don't know. Gee, yes. That's it. Right about that glass cannon thing, like, Rebecca's already back at orange caution. Hang on. Here, Rebecca, you pick this up. It's kind of weird that when you're picking up items, you can't see your inventory as well. The painter has accentuated her sense of nobility. It's locked. Water motif. Okay. I feel like I should have found a shotgun at some point. Because I think in this big room here, there's a boss fight coming up. But I haven't found the shotgun yet. There was that room there. It's like, oh, the candle's unlit. And I thought I was supposed to light the room up. This grandfather clock appears to be broken. It stopped ticking altogether. Okay, I think we're done with this room now. Maybe I'm thinking of another room now. Start the machine, yes. I just want to check. Nope. I'll remember these button bindings eventually. Okay, so she's got 20 handgun bullets on her, 2 healing items. You know, just in case there is a boss fight here, I'll leave those, and then Billy can pick them up. The facility key. Oh no! Billy! Okay, I was right. There was a boss fight here. Oh! Oh! Oh wow, I'm already at orange. Oh! I'm worried I do not have the ammo for this. Okay. Combine. Oh, this is a fucking dumbass fight. Oh god. I might have messed up here. Oh! Oh, jeez. That was close. I'm doing really bad with handgun ammo, though.
Rebecca! Are you alright?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Let's see. Examine. Describe with a fire design. Yeah, you take that. Okay, no, that's just shut. Okay. I'm trying to think how long to stream for. I kind of don't want to stop yet, even though I have been going. Yeah, we'll keep going. Which door do I want to go through? Okay, you know what? I should go save. Let's go save first. I don't think there was a fire door there, but we'll see. I think I'm going to have to equip the shotgun now. So this I can store. Exchange that. Yeah. go. Take that out. Sorry, that's got something out. Oh yeah, I have to take the ladder down.
I'll check it out.
Roger.
Wait, hang on. There we go. There shouldn't be any enemies back this way. Actually, I could have sworn you got the shotgun for that fight. I must have just missed it or something. You might think this is weird, but running around classic Resident Evil without a handgun equipped is more common than you think, because it actually, in a lot of cases, gives you way better running speed. Come on. There we go. I don't mind leaving the knife there, though. It's kind of weird I don't have a lot of ammo on me right now, because from my understanding, this game actually gives you, like, a quite... like, even near the end game where you wouldn't be using handguns anymore, it still gives you handgun ammo. Welcome back. Not too much. I fought a big centipede, and I'm quite low on ammo right now.
Let's regroup.
Okay.
Let me see. She's got... yeah, she's got that stuff. Actually, I'm going to exchange that. I had so little ammo for that boss fight, though. I was kind of close. I had, like, maybe 5 bullets left at the end of it. So I'm gonna, you know... okay. Now I've got to try and find where these flame doors are. There we go. This is one of the weird things of going back to this era of Resident Evil. Because how each game worked, because so many different teams were working on games, how each game worked was not consistent. You know, like, you'd play one game and it would have ladder, like, stairs that you could freely run up and down, and then you'd play another and they would act as doors. This game, for example, will show you if doors are locked or not, but if you play Resident Evil 2, it will actually color code the doors to the keys if they're locked. Ah, yes. I'll show you what the bottles do in a sec. They're very good. Lighter fluid. Oh, I think my lighter is, like, empty right now. It's a refrigerator. The door is broken. Combine. There we go. That's why I couldn't open that door earlier. Oh, no, that's the wrong button. What? Why does he start with a lighter with, like, no fluid in it? It's very odd. Hold on a sec. Okay. This feels like a area that could have items hidden. The ones that, like, aren't marked on the map. Where it's like, oh yeah, you examine this shelf, you find an item, but doesn't look like it. When I was fighting for Dugo in Krauser for the first time, Dugo had low ammo and Krauser's. Yeah. Could just leave those two. Okay. I think that was a flame door as well. So I think what I want to do right now is make the... Okay, here we go. Exchange. You know what? I wonder if you would have to examine to do this. You might be used as a weapon if you fill it with something. Yeah, that would be your hint. Because they don't really explain that. And granted, I think this is optional. I think you could go through the entire game and never actually do this.
I'll go alone.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you stay behind, Claire. Nope, I keep saying Claire. Too much Resident Evil 2 on the brain. You stay behind Rebecca. It's actually safer if I go on my own, I think, at this part. Okay. Ugh, look at that weird guy. Oh no, this is the wrong room. Okay. Never mind. Okay, now I've got to remember which of these doors... Okay, so it's going to be floor 2 doors then.
Come on.
Okay.
Okay, if this is your first time watching me play survival horror, you're gonna have to get used to me checking the map a lot because that's just it's just me. Okay, let's see. Let me check if these doors on the west side are the fire ones. It's probably because I'm thinking of Code Veronica. Plus, it's Rebecca is weirdly very underutilized in the series. Like, she was in the original game, and then she was brought back for this, and then she's been gone. I think she shows up in movies and books every so often. But yeah, she's not a frequent collaborator in the series. Okay, well, I didn't blow up its head, but that killed it, I think, so... Hell yeah. You use the fire key. Throw the key away. Bling. Oh, that was a mysterious piano chord. This photo shows an elderly scholar immersed in his research. The books are arranged in no particular order. Some of them seem to have been removed from the shelves. A dream would be, instead of returning with Leon Chris, now that Ethan is dead, have Rebecca take over. Well, here's the thing. Ethan's daughter, you know, from the DLC, that's, you know, that's like a decade in the... that's more than a decade in the future. I don't think they're gonna go like that far in the future. That's kind of like, oh, eventually we'll get there. Though there are some hints that like Ephraim is gonna somehow come back, because he is like technically, he shows up at the end. It's hard to see. I have to talk about that. But in the ending where like you see the daughter drive off with like the BSAA agent, he's actually like walking. He's actually like walking on the highway. But yeah, he probably won't be like the player character anymore. But it's weird that it does seem like they are referencing the idea that he's going to come back. The fact this is pushable, I'm trying to figure out why. What is it, Lola? Okay. I wasn't going to. I think I might have to end stream early. I just gotta figure out what's up with my dog today. She keeps barking. Assistant Director's Diary, September the 2nd. A useless bunch of trainees, as always. Where does headquarters find these idiots? We did get a couple of decent ones, though, so I can't complain, I guess. William and Albert. They might have a future. September 25th. Scholar Will, Practical Al. They really are opposites. And they're always competitive in everything they do. There's something ruthless and cruel about them both. October the 7th. Got a sudden call from the director. It was to tell me to encourage a rivalry between those two. It's the first time since the train facility was built that Dr. Marcus has ever shown interest in anything other than his research. Well, whatever. Orders of orders. Lola, what is it? I don't know. She's like barking like she can hear something that no one else can hear. Someone's coughed up in the bed, by the way.
Oh.
Hang on.
What's her then? She's not right, did she?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and... Oh, hang on. I'm gonna have to wrap up in a sec. Okay, so I open this door. There's a switch here. Flip it. Aha, I see. Okay.
I'll go check over there.
Okay.
Very, Resident Evil 1 puzzle again. Thankfully, Rebecca can still push this. I was worried it was going to say, like, now only Billy can push tables. I will say, the block pushing puzzle stuff that's always been in a lot of classics Resident Evil is probably the weakest aspect. I think it's why, like, Silent Hill, for example, never did it. And it's the one part where, like, the fixed camera angle control style doesn't really work. There seems to be something here. Iron needle. Wait. Yep. Could this be part of some sort of decoration? There's a hole in the base. There's a hole there.
This way.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so you can do good block puzzles. It's just in classic Resident Evil, they're just a bit clunky because it's the one, like, I think the rest of the game works with this control scheme in mind. I don't think block puzzles do, personally. It's like, when I play Resident Evil Remake, the HD version, it's like the one time I actually use the new control scheme.
Something's been sick all over the bed, John.
Yeah, that's what I told you, man.
Well, it's not. It's everywhere.
Let me combine this. Oh, you're heading out for the night? That's alright, you take care. Like I said, I'm going to wrap up soon myself, so... not going to miss much.
You stay here.
Yeah.
Did I miss anything? No. Okay.
This way.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing interesting. Okay. Good. Take the Book of Good. Yes. Forget the good book. The Book of Good is where it's at. Open the book. There's something inside. Angel wins. Alright. Combine. Nope. Exchange. Okay, so that's half of a puzzle piece. You know, I'm actually not sure where I would go now. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna head off to the save point here and wrap up now. Let's see. Does this make me try and figure out what I'm supposed to do next, though? Confusing. Hang on, is this road, right? Yeah. This looks like a door should be here, but there isn't. So. Okay, yeah, let's go to the main room and save in there because I'm gonna, I think, put one of the statues in here. Let's see. Right, it's just Billy's handgun over there. Okay, if I look at this map... That's a key door. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's probably what I gotta do next then. But I am gonna do that next time. Here, let me... Alright. Alright, well that's a fun first time. I really recommend this mod. If you've played this game before or not, I think just cutting down on all that busy work of having to drop everything.
Sorry, John.
You could have waited.
I didn't know that was going to do that.
I did.
Done.
Anyway, I've got to wrap up here. Don't worry about the lighting. But I'll be back Saturday. We're going to do more Bully. I don't know if I'm going to finish it, because apparently I am on the final chapter, but we might do 2 streams, because I want to do some more extra content. But yeah, that'll be it from me. I've been your host, Johnny Baghead. I hope you enjoyed the show. And yeah, I'll be back Saturday. Toodles! Everywhere you go, and in best of poo.